Rolling.
What's the business, cuz? What's going on? How you been?
Been all right.
Sean Manning, Jason Jamerson. Welcome to We Shoulda. How was your week? Before that, is there anything that you should have done? Is there anything that you should have done that you haven't done yet?
You know there is. Should have went to the draft. That's what I should have
went to the draft. Well, I went, and it was a glorious time. 700, probably 1 million people.
Altogether, it probably was.
Yeah, but in that area, the draft theater, 700,000. But if it was a total of 700,000 there, then there was probably, it might have been 2 million people. Because if you figure if they're going 275, and then 300 on the last day, or however they do the numbers, and they closed it off each time when there was too many people. Yeah. And that's addition to everybody else that was downtown. So you're probably looking at 1.5, 2 million people. But you most definitely
a whole lot of bandwagon fans on there.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything.
And that's why I didn't go. I didn't want to be labeled and grouped in together with the bandwagoners. When y'all know I've been around since before 0-16.
I mean, but last week, you was cussing them out.
That was on Madden. That was on Madden.
Okay.
That was bad.
But yeah, you should have went. It was a glorious time.
Yeah, I should have. But instead, I decided to be a responsible adult and go to work.
And not being the biggest Lions fan, it was definitely an experience. A lot of positive energy. I mean, the whole situation was positive. I think out of all the people down there, maybe 2 or 3 arrests. So you figure 1.5, 2,700,000, however many people. Only 2, 3 arrests. Imagine walking down Woodward and all those streets.
I imagine
free.
I imagine
no cars in the way. Mm-hmm. It was like a.
I imagine.
Like you watch some of the movie scenes, like 28 Days Later, where they've shut down the roads in England, or those few times they can shut down Times Square in the early morning just to film some epic stuff. That was that downtown.
Sounds fantastic.
As soon as you get off the freeway, close to the water.
Sounds very.
So just imagine walking everywhere.
Oh, I imagine
everybody in the middle of the street.
Okay, I imagine this is as soon as they announced it. I imagine
campus marches.
I've been imagining it for months.
Everybody's in the middle of the street.
For months, I imagine.
Going to Lululemon.
And for months, I've been saying I'm going to be there. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be down there. I keep running. And then what happens? I said, you know what? I should probably go to work.
I'm sure you have some debts, something. So that's probably why.
Doesn't the whole world's in debt?
I wouldn't say the whole world.
The country's in debt.
Well, the country's always in debt.
How are you not in debt in the country with the country that you live in is in debt? They're gonna find a way to put you in debt. I'll tell you that much. They're gonna get your money. They're gonna get their money.
It's not your responsibility.
They're gonna make it your responsibility.
You can become a homeless. You can be a homeless citizen.
And now you're in debt too.
Nobody.
Voluntarily homeless. You're gonna sell your house and just be homeless.
There you go. You just be like Cain, just walking the earth.
Well, I walk a lonely road.
Oh, okay.
But you don't forget on Jukebox Jason.
It was a glorious. He was walking into Lululemon, walking into Nike, walking into Sam Morello.
Let's change.
Just everything.
You don't even like the Lions.
Wide open. Just imagine that. You're just downtown.
You don't even have an allegiance
in the city.
You don't have an allegiance to any team.
Only bicycles.
Down there.
Kansas City
Why
Chiefs.
was you even there?
Only bicycles.
You ain't got no allegiance to them.
No, I don't.
You ain't got no allegiance to no team when you was down there.
I don't have anybody for football. I was luckily enough to claim Anthony Edwards a couple of years ago.
Here we are. Here we are. And there you will be.
And there I will be.
And there you will be.
I'm going to have to get out there to a game. Listen, everybody, if you have the opportunity, whatever it is in life, try to experience life. Going to different countries, going to sporting events, if that's your thing. Mm-hmm. Whatever your thing is, don't let life hold you back, because all you have, as long as the dementia doesn't get you, all you have is those memories. But then even still, you might forget people, but then you remember, like, wow, I saw Sinatra at the Cocobana in '54, or '62. I'm not sure when that would have been. Yeah, but whenever Sinatra was Sinatra. Or, I would have loved to have seen Cher in London. I'm not why London, but it just seems like it would be an epic time.
Probably.
Lady, maybe Celine Dion before she turned into a statue, unfortunately, and maybe seeing her at the I don't know, maybe she was at that amphitheater in Arizona or Montana, wherever it is, where it's outside. Oh man, you know what I mean? But just to have that,
like, what? If I could have seen Jason Jamerson at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, that would have been great.
Or correct, you could come out and see Jason Jamerson
at Mark Ridley's
Comedy Castle,
May 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
And
shameless plug.
And what's it?
Royal Oak, Michigan.
In Royal Oak.
So for all of the people, the thousands of watchers and viewers that are not here in Michigan, make the trip. I'll make it worth the while. It's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time when I'm on stage. So I didn't mean to interrupt your maningvation.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. That was it anyway.
No.
So just make sure that you get out and you live your dream.
Because you're about to, or you're thinking about.
Right, I'm thinking about.
You're thinking about
going to my. I haven't been to a playoff game, an NBA playoff game. Technically, I haven't been to any playoff game because that Cowboys game I went to,
it had a playoff atmosphere.
It did. It was ruckus. I was sitting on the roof, but I told myself, no matter who I'm going with, as far as I'm going my little brother in that situation, I'll never sit on the roof again.
Yeah.
I'll just have to go by myself because I had to sit on the roof in Cowboy Stadium, and still, atmosphere was amazing, the energy, but like I was pretty high, and I cannot, and I will not ever sit that high again. It was only for my little brother. I would never do that again.
The air was thin up there.
Oh man, listen, I had to breathe through my nose the whole time I was up there. It was, and then you get high up. Like I'm not afraid of heights.
Oh yeah, you just want to jump.
But I have I have that. What is it? Not thalassophobia. That's the water. Not inhibitions. What is it called? It's your something.
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Those something thoughts.
Were you intrusive thoughts?
Yeah, my intrusive thoughts. Clearly, they've never won because I'm still alive. But when I get to a certain height, I just be like, I can survive. And then I just sit down and be like, no, you cannot. And so but it was like, I was up there. So I just stayed in my seat the whole time. So high up, if they were giving out free food, I wouldn't have moved because it's just that much of a walk. Unacceptable. So moving forward, and that was my only time. All the other events I've been to, I always had a good seat, but it was for my little brother. So
been to one playoff game, and it was when the Pistons beat the Nets.
Okay,
they won that series, and I think it was the closeout game too. I went to the closeout game.
Well, I've seen playoff games. I just haven't seen any. It's been since Kobe played. And I mean, well before that, because it was a Laker game. It was in LA, so it's been quite some time. I was never able to cash in on the Malice at the Palace.
Yeah, it was around that time. Was the last one I went to. So yeah.
So,
well, the only one I went to.
The plan is to go, maybe hike. Hopefully, go try to get up a mountain early in the morning. Get up, get active. Get a lift. Try to climb a mountain. Come back down. Shower, trying to find a fantastic place to get a good steak, eat, probably have a libation or two, go get a jersey. I have to check the temperature there, but get a jersey and be amongst the people.
You may not find too many ant jerseys out there.
I'll find them.
I'll
just go to the mall. You know what? That probably would be go to the mall. It's just
Anthony Edwards jersey.
They're just bare. But it's possible. So I might have to get one here. I'll go to. I know where to go. I'll go to one of the sporting goods. One of the urban sporting goods stores. That have like throwback stuff and the jerseys. You know,
So
so I'll find it.
You gonna get Edwards or you gonna get Kevin Garnett?
Oh no! I'm saying I would go to them because they'll have like not what's it called? It changed the name. Not 59. Not lids, but the place that has the hats where you still get the lids discount. They have jerseys as well. So like my Timberwolves shorts and all those shorts I got, the Raptors and all those shorts, I got them from there. So I know they have jerseys too.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
I just can't think of the name.
Can't think of it either.
But that's where I'll go today or tomorrow. I got limited time, so I'll go and then I'll get the jersey. And yeah, man.
My thing about getting jerseys is like every players I like, you think they're gonna be on your team for life. And like I don't mind getting a jersey and the player leaves when they're past their prime.
Right.
And they only got like a year or two left. But like with them Lions jerseys. Yeah, St. Brown just signed 4 more years, but it's like
you just can't you just can't help yourself.
Well,
you just can't help yourself.
I mean,
bringing it to the Lions.
Listen, them black jerseys cold. I'm gonna get one. I just don't know if I want
St. Brown. But what
if he gets traded? But I mean, it's the same thing with basketball though.
Right.
Like, what happens if you get Anthony Edwards jersey and he balling out, then all of a sudden him and the top guy gets the GM. Then he gets even better when he goes somewhere else and becomes
then I put tape right over, or I just get the other jersey. Because right now I have a Kobe All-Star Game jersey, I have a King Griffey Jr. Seattle Mariners jersey, and that's all I have.
I like that.
I do need to get a Barry Sanders jersey, and then that would have me covered. I'd have basketball. Well, not with the Ant jersey.
You don't need you a Stevie Y joint too.
I do need a Eiserman or some type, or a Jeremy Roenick.
Or
I do gotta get
Chris Chelios
or a Patrick Waugh jersey.
Chris Osgood,
just to throw it back in the face of the Detroit locals. But no, yeah, I definitely got to get more jerseys. But the Lakers have been beat by
first
the Denver
time
Nuggets.
and forever in a day that it'll be a second round of playoffs with no Steph Curry,
No Steph,
Kevin Durant,
no KD,
no LeBron,
no Bron.
Truly a changing of the guard.
Is it a changing of the guard, or was it just a bad hop for them? Because I mean, Steph did win 2 years ago.
So I'm put it like this: out of the three teams, I think the Warriors are probably the closest to getting back. Because I think they are
who do they need?
They are a better Klay Thompson away from being back.
And health
and confidence, and I don't know what's going on with him, but he just ain't the same.
Does Draymond need to go?
Draymond, they swear up and down that he's the heart of the team. I think if they get somebody similar, well, not even similar, but I feel like he's the expendable one.
Well,
because clearly Steph and Draymond together couldn't do it without Klay.
Correct.
They needed Klay to come back and play semi-Klay-like to win it 2 years ago.
Boston. Right.
So it's like, and since then he ain't played nowhere near Klay, even getting benched during the season. Yeah, I seen that too. And they have not played good since. The Lakers, they have no excuse. Like they have LeBron has his hand-picked team.
Handpicked again.
And got the gentleman's sweep.
He did.
Got that gentleman's sweep and
they were winning every game after halftime.
Yeah, that third quarter is just like, I don't know. The Nuggets just come out like, all right, y'all good? Y'all stand backs kicked in from that party we had last night? Because, it's just the Lakers. And after that,
they're not. The Joker is not partying. He probably goes home and sits on his couch and looks at his horses.
His brothers?
His brothers might be.
His brothers force him to.
He's counting his horses. Him and Luca, they probably just go home.
Like, Joker, come here.
They just go to bed and read a book.
Come, brother, you must drink with us. Schnapps and vodka.
He's not Russian. He's not Russian.
He'll drink with the schnapps and vodka. Here, put on your hat. You got to do it.
He's not with the hat with the Soviet star on it. He's not Russian. He's not a Soviet citizen.
He used to come to the mamushka with us. And then they started that's a big mamushka.
That's not the Joker.
That's
He's
him,
not
man.
Russell.
His brothers be punking him into doing it. Like, "But my brothers, I have a game tomorrow." And they be like, "Mamushka,
You see, they was
mamushka."
beating up people in the stands a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Those guys are.
So imagine what he would do if his brother want mamushka when he tells him to mamushka.
They are a force. But
oh man,
on the Oklahoma City,
that. So they play
won.
they play the number 1 seed, right? No, because they were the number 1 seed. They play the
Clippers or the Mavericks, right?
Yeah,
that's gonna be tough.
It's so many disappointing teams. I was just about to bring that up.
Will the inflammation be gone from his knees where he can play again?
That's indefinite inflammation. That's not going nowhere ever. He's always going to have some sort of issue. But the question is he going to be able to play through it? I was just about to bring them up because I was just sitting there like so many teams put together that are just disappointing. Because
it's not disappointing.
Can I finish my point first?
Go ahead.
Because the Clippers are basically a 2015 All-Star team.
Yeah, and
they can't like they were they the number 4 seed, number 5 seed?
Might have been 5. Because I think they were 4 or 5. Yeah, because if it was 1 was Oklahoma, 2 was Denver, 3 was Minnesota, and then I think the Clippers were 4, and then the Mavericks were 5.
So we got Oklahoma City, who was like shy is what the third year.
Pelicans, Lakers, and okay.
This is Shia's third year, right?
4th, I think.
4th,
because he was on the Clippers. Because he was traded.
Was he?
I
thought he was drafted to the.
Wait, look it up. Because I thought they got him in a trade.
I gotta remember.
And whoever traded for him should feel foolish. Because I thought they got him in a trade. I might be losing my touch.
He played 1 year of college for the Kentucky Wildcats and selected 11th overall by the Charlotte Hornets
there we go.
in the 2018 draft.
So he's been in the league a minute.
Before being traded to the Clippers that same night.
There you go.
So how long was he on the Clippers before he got traded?
And I know, because remember, I think Chris Paul was still there.
Was he? I don't remember ever hearing about it.
Which is crazy because now he's arguably one of the greatest players in the league of this generation, and the Clippers had him and let him go.
He was on the Clippers just his rookie season, and after that they traded for him.
So who would they have?
Because is that when they got Russell? He was a rookie. He went to summer league, averaged 19. Or the best game he had was 24 points. Against the Trailblazers, and that was in December.
And now what's crazy now is I think this entire season, I don't know if he's went under 25 points more than a handful of times this whole season. He's averaging like 29, 30 or something like that.
Something like that.
So, so the Clippers once again dropped the ball.
Wow.
Because they still had Chris Paul at the time, right? That was before he was in Houston, wasn't it?
2018?
I feel like Blake was still somewhat. Blake might have been on his last leg, or was he in New Jersey?
Still been there, but I don't think.
Because how long was Chris Paul? Chris Paul spent 2 years in Phoenix, right? So Chris Paul spent 2 years in Phoenix, and then he had those James Harden years when they were in Houston together.
Mm-hmm.
So that might have been maybe that was his last year, maybe 2018. But then if they got rid of Chris, why would they have gotten rid of Shai? Like who would have been? Because they didn't get Paul George until.
I mean, Shai wasn't. I mean, he had like some season highs, but
when did Toronto win?
Toronto won
before COVID, right?
Yes. Toronto won. It was actually that year because I remember planning that this should be a comedy special show, and having a meeting with the marketing person, watching one of the games and talking about Kyle Lowry because I don't like Kyle Lowry.
Right.
While we were planning. So that was the year before we got shut down. Or the year we did get shut down.
So 2019.
2019.
So then the year before that, he would have been in San Antonio, and Chris would have been, how many years? He was in Houston for a couple of years.
He was for a bit.
So if he's been in Golden State a year, He was 2 years in Phoenix.
He was on Golden State, wasn't he?
Yeah. So
was
maybe
he healthy at all this
I
season?
don't know.
I think so.
Maybe 3 or 4 years.
Here's what I also think happened.
But the Clippers, anyway, I'm set out to say the Clippers dropped the ball
Mm-hmm.
when getting rid of Shy because they could have built around him. Now that's what Oklahoma City is.
That's also he wasn't this shy to be built around at the time.
You draft somebody for a reason. Let him come together. He's been nice at least 3 years.
Yeah, he's been nice for at least 3 years.
So you gotta let him come together.
He had some. I mean, that first year, it was the second half of the season. I don't know what they was doing, but they probably was just like, you know what, we can get a power team over here.
And they
get Paul George in, because that was the year they did get Paul George and Kawhi after that.
So that would have been because that was the COVID year.
Yeah, because after no, it was the COVID year, and then the year after that is when they got. Or did they get Paul George and Kawhi the COVID?
No, they had them. They had them because remember because they didn't want to play. Remember, because Kawhi didn't want to play.
So or was Paul been the year before that they won?
So did they trade him? They had to be Paul George. So they must have traded Shy for Paul George because Paul George is now on the Clippers, and then Shy would have went to Oklahoma City, and they would have gotten those picks. I would imagine they would have gotten those picks because the Clippers would have had to.
This is the most uninformed podcast that y'all gonna come across. Because I think it was.
Well, we are informed. Do you realize how it would take for two grown men with responsibilities to be thinking about trades in 2018, 2019? That is informed.
I mean,
and then you don't see
that's what I'm saying.
Like no cheat sheet or no
teleprompter cheat sheet. You know, they be on all the other sports podcasts. That's all they know. Like they drafted, they drafted Malik Yoba in 2017, and then they traded him. That was the biggest domino effect.
Yeah, I ain't got no assistance. And I didn't even know we were even going here. If they go off the rails anyplace else, there's somebody correcting them in their ear. Right. I had to correct myself, so I do believe it was Paul George.
He could have been,
because that was when Dame had hit that yakatop on him, and after that is all right. Let me get on out of Oklahoma City. Yeah, so then he went from Oklahoma City to the Clippers because the Lakers, LeBron thought they was getting Paul George, and he was like, I'm going to go play with, because they thought they was getting Kawhi. And Kawhi went to L.A., and then Paul went to L.A., and neither one of them have been healthy at all. But now, back to a winner. You heard me tell you last week about Anthony Edwards. If you pay attention to any of my social media posts, I said he was going to have to average 38 and drop 40 in order to win an NBA title. And what did he do? Closing out his favorite player in Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and closing out Phoenix in the Valley of the Sun set by Anthony Edwards. He dropped 40. Now, Devin Booker did have 49 or 48, I believe, but in a loss. Bradley Beal, with his people say want to know what they say how ass is Bradley Beal? See Pinky Triple X in 2006.
Okay.
That's what the internet said.
Out of control.
They said how ass is he?
Out of control.
That's what the internet said. Not me.
This is
not me. That's what it said.
Y'all got to stop.
That's what they said. They said how bad was he? How ass was he? See Pinky in 2006. I said, that's a lot of bad. That's that's a lot.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
Wait, you're not talking about Pinky for Friday?
Okay. Okay. Anyway, Anthony Edwards, as long as he can average 38 to 40, as long as Karl Anthony Towns can do his job, 25 and up, over 10 rebounds a game, 1 or 2 blocks, 2 or 3 threes with a decent volume. So if he makes 2 or 3, he can't shoot no more than 6. If he makes 9, he can't shoot no more than 12. Rudy Gobert, 22 rebounds, 20 rebounds, 6 blocks. You ain't got to score.
That is a tall order.
That's your job.
That is a
you
tall
were the guy
order
in Utah
against Joker.
If the Joker moves,
you're asking this. So you say this, but he also averages. What does he average? What does he average? But what does he average though, Sean?
Who?
The Joker.
I don't know, 20, 15, and 10 or something like that. I'm not sure.
Exactly.
So Rudy, everybody has somebody that is just like, hey, I ain't got nothing for him. Rudy's gonna have to be that for 4 or 5 games.
Rudy,
he's going to have to.
I'm going to tell you the only way that happens.
He already ruined the world when he was touching all the microphones for COVID. He shut us down for a year.
He did.
But in order for Rudy to redeem himself, he got to put that. He got to put that SARS. He got to put that SARS MV27, whatever it was called. He got to put that on the Joker. Hold the Joker to 18 points, 10 rebounds,
a minimum 4 games,
6 assists. Listen,
the Joker is
hold the Joker
embarrass
to
that
a
man.
Regular person's greatest game stats. You just hold him to that. Hold him to
the only way that's happening is if it's an elimination game.
He could even go 15, 10, and 10. That's fine.
That would have to be an elimination game. Because if he does that the first game and holds the Joker to that and they win, the Joker's dropping 40 the rest of the season.
Rudy cannot allow it to happen.
Rudy ain't gonna have a choice
because
Rudy gonna get moved around by that Russian muscle.
He's not Russian.
He's gonna be like minor rebound.
Oh.
He's gonna be shooting. He's gonna stretch him out.
He's not
take him out the paint. He's gonna be like, get up, and then he's gonna backpedal.
Russian,
bro. He's gonna.
Rudy is long
and
somewhat athletic.
He's gonna give up just like all the other Frenchmen. He ain't got it in him.
Wembanyama, he hasn't given up yet.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he's the defensive player of the year, I believe. Rudy. So he has to earn that title.
He's in the talking for, but if you look at
he's
the stats,
gonna get it.
If you look at the stats,
it's a landslide.
It should be Victor Wembanyama.
Rudy's gonna get it by a landslide.
Look at the stats.
I'm telling you about the people who voted.
You about to say stats, shots?
I'm telling you about the people who voted. Rudy's gonna get in the landslide.
We already know that the voters are skewed and don't know what they're talking about.
Listen, he only has to do it.
If we left it to the voters, how many MVPs should Kobe have had?
Easy now.
How many?
You should have had them all. Don't bring the beat. Damn, Steve Nash.
We're talking about the voters.
Steve Nash.
The voters, you know good well the voters ain't got they ain't got it in them to do what's right.
Most valuable to this team. Of course it must be.
The voters don't got it in them to do the right thing.
But whoever they vote for, which is looking like it's going to be him, he has to earn it.
No, he's not though.
12 games.
He's not though.
That's all
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Jamal Murray going to the paint. Yeah, get that in again. And then Aaron Gordon going to go.
Aaron Gordon going to go.
Listen, this is outside of that. Aaron Gordon going to drive to the lane. Rudy Gobert's like, oh, no, and block that. And then the Joker is going to come and back that man down with 100% grizzly bear Russian muscle. And just hit him with that. He's like, oh, chocolate blue. And then he's going to jump up and dunk on that man. He's going to dunk on him. He's just going to be like, better look next time. And he's just going to backpedal down the court. And then he's going to try to back him down again. And then they're going to bring Cat out there. And what's he going to do? He's going to back up. Hey, you both can protect the thing all you want. And then he's going to shoot that mid-range. He got too many, although they were basic weapons, but he has too many of them. It's like he got a regular gun in his hand, a regular gun on his hip, a regular gun on his leg. He ain't got no ARs or none of them unstoppable things. He just got whatever he got. It's gonna fire.
And what you packing on, man? They packing you.
Right? He got the good old, just the trusty dust. He ain't never gonna jam on him. It ain't never, and he always got the easiest bullets to find too. He ain't never gonna run
around with that 38 special.
Just like that's what he got all day.
So you said Anthony Edwards has to drop 50.
He's going to have to drop 45. Now,
demoralizing 45.
This is what is going to be the biggest thing is who are they gonna put on Cat? Is it gonna be the Joker or is it gonna be Aaron?
Probably
Gordon?
Aaron Gordon because both of them are more. Both him and Rudy are more athletic than the Joker. The issue is the Joker always being able to get to his spot.
He just knows. You can say the same thing about what's his face?
Are you guys able to like over the music or something?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
They found us.
Well, they have found us, but yeah. So we've got. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
So this is what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
I'll say this to the camera. So the thing is going to be, can Cat, if they put the cat on or if Aaron Gordon's on Cat, that is going to be the most favorable matchup that they have outside of Anthony Edwards against whoever. Because if that happens, then Cat can get loose. But if Cat somehow ends up on the Joker, it's gonna be more difficult for Cat because now he's got to he can stretch out as well, but he's gonna have to shoot over a 7 foot Russian monster.
Anybody can jump over Rudy. I mean, anybody can jump over the Joker. He's not athletic. He's just skillful.
Yeah, I was about to say apparently you don't need to be athletic to know exactly.
Look at him and Luka. They gonna get to their spot.
They gonna get this. They gonna know exactly where to be.
For sure.
They gonna know exactly the hand placement for the perfect defense. Like that.
Sure. Oh no. They are both liabilities on defense.
Yeah.
And so Cat needs to expose that man on defense.
We will see.
He's got to.
We will see.
I will see.
We've
got to figure it out. But the draft, as we spoke about earlier, did come about. How did you feel? Who were your winners and losers?
The biggest loser was the Atlanta Falcons. I don't care what nobody say
because they got
that quarterback. Why you pay Kirk Cousins all that money? And then you draft a quarterback the very first.
He was just injured.
But he was. But you paid him all this money to be your starting quarterback.
Seattle did the same thing.
First round.
Seattle did the same thing.
So I don't. If
they got Russell.
If they had picked
and they went to the Super Bowl and won 2 years later.
Did they pick Russell first round?
I mean, wherever they got him, they got him.
Oh no, but they didn't. Russell. They had freaking Matt Flynn about to be the starter though,
and they had paid him what the equivalent.
Matt Flynn was nobody though. They were dumb for doing that.
Technically,
Matt Flynn made his money off the Lions.
Technically, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is more established than Matt Flynn was.
Not when he threw them 6-7 touchdowns on the Lions.
Exactly, he made his money off the Lions. It was like, oh, unfortunately, Seattle, you don't play the Lions this year. Nor do you play them twice a year like the Packers did.
Yeah, he did look pretty good in that game.
He looked twice. He looked good against the Lions. For whatever reason, that's just what they do. The teams the players that ain't supposed to
he looked great.
Get off end up getting off.
He never even played.
He did
never even made it off of spring practices or whatever they call it.
He for whatever reason
they seen Russell. So this is him.
No, they had Matt Flynn. I remember they had Matt Flynn going in. I guess he just was trying to phone in his practices, and they seen Russ just going in. They was like, wait a minute, we made this may be the wrong decision.
So what if that happens
with
in Atlanta? Because Kirk Cousins is coming off of surgery.
Well, they said that. So here's my biggest thing is this: you always want to look to the future. So having your backup quarterback or whoever you're going to have being the quarterback long term. Kirk Cousins keep getting hurt. He is old, so he's not the answer in Atlanta.
Right.
However, when you have so many glaring needs, picking a quarterback when you just paid a quarterback for your first pick.
But now you got to pay him for 3-4 years, so they got time.
Yeah, that's true. Now you still got to get. Yeah,
but now he can learn. Look at Jordan Love.
He was learning behind one of the best quarterbacks ever played the game. Well, and as you just said, Kirk Cousins.
This market is it's a bad market right now. Based off of Kirk getting all this, the market isn't what it should be, and so they felt they had to pay him.
Yeah, somebody got to reset the market at some point. But I think they were one of the losers. I think the Vikings were one of the losers.
You don't like Bo? No, they didn't get Bo. They got
JJ.
Michigan, right?
Yeah, they got JJ. Oh. The only thing you can say about JJ McCarthy is he is a winner. And I guess he's a leader, but he comes from when you talk about, you got JJ McCarthy.
Is he better than Baker or Johnny Manziel?
I
Because they
don't
were
think so.
winners.
I don't think he is.
Oh, oof.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
So he has to be on the right team. Then.
Yeah. So this is why I tell you, JJ McCarthy would have done better on. And this is not me saying he would start over the person who's a starter, but a team like the Eagles, the Lions, the Ravens,
Okay.
a team that is a run first team. The Vikings ain't got no running backs. They got Hawkinson. They got Justin Jefferson. They got what's his name? The dude who's a rookie last year.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I can't forget his name. But
Whatever his name.
He got some hands.
They got receivers. JJ had games where he threw less than 6 passes in that game.
That was just Jim Harbaugh's. That
Exactly. So that was got me thinking, what did you see in his combine to make you be like, oh, he is going to be the guy who throws?
I mean, maybe he can throw, and just Jim was like,
but when he did the games where he needed to throw, yeah, he made the safe throw, but he ain't got no arm. He ain't stretching the field out.
That's what they said about Kirk Cousins, that he wasn't game manager.
I'm telling you this right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Kirk Cousins can throw a deep ball though. JJ ain't got no deep ball.
Oh no! I'm sorry. They said
Alex Smith.
They said Alex Smith was
once again can throw a deep ball. JJ can't throw a deep ball.
I'm not rooting for the Vikings either.
Yeah, no, but I'm just gonna say when one of them receivers or the tight end gets hurt within the first 3 games, if they're starting JJ McCarthy right away, it's JJ's fault because he does not have the arm to throw them open. Okay. Nor does he have the arm to throw the deep ball. Okay. So he's going to have to wait till somebody's going to have to wait till they get open. And by the time they get open, somebody's going to see them and be making a beeline towards them. It's going to be a lot of them. They're going to get tackled a lot. There's going to be a lot of them getting hit.
Okay. Now, who were your winners?
I would say one of my winners. So I'd say I got 3 winners. One is the Eagles because somehow they got some of the top defensive players in the draft. And they did not have top picks in the draft either.
They did.
Another one of my winners, and this is only because they addressed every need that I said they had, would be the Lions. Every need that I felt like they needed to do that they didn't address in free agency, they addressed it in the draft. And apparently they got one of the corners that was the best. They say was supposed to be
number
top
1 on the board.
Yeah, he's supposed to be one of the top 10 players, period, in the draft.
Yeah. But
somehow slipped down to 24. And they were smart because the Packers, I'm 99% sure were going to pick him. But they traded with the Cowboys to get the pick right before the Packers and pick him. Because the Packers need corners as well.
Yeah.
And once they picked him, they were just like, well, bump it. I guess we'll get an offensive lineman then?
Yeah, because they could.
Because
that was the end of the DBs.
That was the end for first round at least.
Right.
And then I would say...
You're not going to say Chicago?
I'm not going to say they were winners. No.
You don't think Caleb Williams is going to be a change?
Towards the end of the season, his last college season, he wasn't showing much. I guess he has an arm.
Yeah.
And I guess the Bears do got some receivers now, but
they do actually.
He's still a rookie. Still got he's a rookie.
And they're throwing him right in.
They're throwing him right in.
They got rid of, they said, oh, boy, he went to Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. So Pittsburgh.
So who do you start, him or do you start Russell?
Oh, you starting Russell.
Why?
You starting Russell.
Over the kid? I mean, he's shown more promise as of now.
Has he?
As of now.
Has he, though?
Everybody know that Bears team was bad. And the wins they did get was because of him.
Not because of him throwing the ball.
I mean, running with him and what's his name from the Panthers? DJ Moore. Him and DJ Moore, they had quite a chemistry. And then they had picked up what's his name?
Claypool?
No. The guy that went there because he had said nice things about the quarterback, only for them to trade him a day or two later.
You talking about Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, that's what I say. They
would have flourished.
They would have been better.
But that's not his fault. He can make the throws. He has the legs.
He wasn't as consistent throwing the ball.
Well, then technically, minus that run that the run that the Broncos went on last season, I'm sure if you combine that run and you compare that to any of Justin's games, I'm sure Justin, stat wise, on the worst team would have came out on top and didn't have the defense that the Broncos did.
He did not have a great defense, but he also had DJ Moore. As much as I don't think he's a top tight end, but Cole Kmet and
they had Judy and then the other guy who was catching all of Russell's touchdowns.
Sutton is the only person on that team that
and
I
he
acknowledge.
Was snagging the ball.
He's the only person, and that's the guy you're talking about. Cortland Sutton is the only person I acknowledge.
The ball.
Jerry Judy, the one who got into it with Steve Smith, and they ended that game with 0 catches, dropping passes.
Bad leadership from Russell. Anyway,
bad leadership.
Anyway. But you would start him over.
I would have put Chicago in the neutral section as far as I wouldn't say they had a bad draft or a good draft. That's because they basically drafted their whole team that they're probably going to start everybody.
But based off of what you saw in the last 2 years from Russell, 3 years, because Sean Payton came in blasting that old head coach. They were terrible, minus that 6-game run they went on. Then you go back to Seattle 3 seasons ago, where Seattle wanted to trade him because I guess his offensive coordinator or whoever the guy Russell had a good relationship with had passed, and supposedly that was a reason why his game had fallen off. So that's 3 bad seasons compared to a kid who's come in on a bad team that has shown great flashes under the tutelage of Tomlin and that defense.
Still starting Russell.
So that's confidence
until you can prove. Now, Russell is going to have in this offseason, his job is in jeopardy.
Of course,
but he's like project. If I'm writing my depth chart, he's the starter right now. But his job could for sure be easily taken if he try to phone in one practice, and Fields is just in there just dot. It actually makes the good decisions because sometimes he takes the fact that he's big for granted and just tries to run.
Well,
and then he fumbles like that one game when the Lions came back and beat him from how much down, like 4 minutes left. Yeah. The game ended, if you don't recall.
Yeah,
it ended with him getting sacked, forced fumble, safety. That's how the game ended.
Better line.
On the Steelers, yes. But that is also the thing about Russ, because Russ, for whatever reason, because I watched the game. At first I was like, is he trying to run too much? For whatever reason, he went from bad O-line to another bad O-line. And that O-line was not that bad with Trevor Siemian behind center the year before. I don't know if he's holding the ball too long or what it is, but it's like, for whatever reason.
He does hold the ball.
Is he not giving the O-line good gifts for Christmas?
I watched some of those games.
Because I'm sitting there like, why?
Throw the ball.
How was he getting sacked so much?
He's standing there. Let it loose.
What's funny is, I don't know why it's dawned on me. My sister's out in L.A. right now. She went to Disney World. Ran into Sierra and Russ.
I was about to say, what is that?
Took a picture with Sierra.
They're just walking around like regular people. How the mighty have fallen. We're running out of time. Thank you all for tuning in to another amazing episode of We Shoulda. Sean Manning.
Jason Jamerson. Until next time.
All right, so you want to show me this picture? How are you scrolling that far?
Because it was in the family group chat.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not Sierra.
She said it was her.
It's
her
Disney. It's a Sierra lookalike.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, that's what it is.
Why is she in Disney World?
She be teaching, and she teaches like a debate team or something like that, or something. Some sort of team.
And they won.
I don't know yet. She may still. I think they're still out there. So
the debate was. It's in. It's at.
It's in LA. Yeah.
Oh.
So they flew her out there for work or whatnot.
Well, I hope they do
take the kids or whatnot.
Work. Okay. I hope
it's like two or three kids with her or something like that.